Three Indian sailors killed. A commercial ship is burning off the coast of Oman after US strikes. A furious Delhi has summoned America's top diplomat to explain what just happened. And at the White House, President Donald Trump is smiling as he boasts about taking out ships in the dead of night.
We took out the other night 22 ships, late at night with no lights, because they don't have any radar, because we blasted the crap out of it.
For years, India and the United States have called each other strategic partners. But today, Delhi is demanding answers from Washington after two commercial vessels carrying Indian crew were struck in Gulf region within days. The bigger question is this: when Indian lives are caught in the middle of America's confrontation with Iran, where does India draw the line? It was late Tuesday night. The Palau-flagged chemical and oil product tankers Settebello was transiting the Gulf of Oman. On board were 24 sailors. Every single one of them were Indian. The US military's Central Command, CENTCOM, said it carried out a precision strike on the vessel, claiming it was transporting Iranian oil and that the crew had failed to comply with instruction from the American forces. A precision strike on a commercial ship full of civilians. A US aircraft fired precision munition into ship's engine room, triggering a fire and forcing the crew to abandon the vessel. The ship had reported an engine room fire 20 nautical miles northeast from Oman's port of Sohar. The Omani Navy scrambled. A rescue operation began. 21 Indian sailors were rescued. 3 were missing. All of them were found dead later, as confirmed by the Forward Seaman Union of India. They were identified as Aditya Sharma, deck cadet, Shiv Anand Chaurasia, engine fitter, and chief engineer Patnala Suresh. New Delhi's response was swift. India summoned US Chargé Affairs Jason Meeks and issued a formal diplomatic protest known as Demarche. That's not just routine paperwork. It is one of the strongest signals a government can send short of escalating the dispute further. The message from India was clear: commercial shipping cannot become collateral damage. The Ministry of External Affairs stated that attack on commercial vessels and civilian infrastructure must stop. India also called for free and uninterrupted navigation through international waterways.
There are almost 10 million Indian citizens who live and work in the Gulf region. Their safety and well-being are of utmost priority to us. Our trade and energy supply chains are dependent on stability in the region, and any major disruption has serious consequences for the Indian economy. India is also firmly opposed to attacks on merchant shipping, as many of our nationals are prominent in its global workforce. Many Indian nationals have lost their lives or are missing as a result of attacks against countries of the region and against merchant vessels and sea lanes of communication. In this background, India strongly reiterated its call for dialogue and diplomacy, avoiding impeding freedom of navigation and commerce, avoiding military targeting of commercial shipping, avoiding targeting of civilian population and infrastructure, and seeking an early end to the conflict.
Then comes the moment that made the situation even more explosive. Speaking to the reporters, President Donald Trump openly boasted about US operation against ship in the region.
You know, I can say it now, something you didn't know. Do you know we've been taking out millions of barrels of oil? Nobody knows it. You know who doesn't know about it? Iran, until right now. We took out the other night 22 ships, late at night with no lights, because they don't have any radar, because we blasted the crap out of it. We took out, that's why oil's $85 a barrel.
Late at night, he went on to direct the military to execute a secret mission to move oil tankers through the Strait of Hormuz, calling it a wildly successful effort on Truth Social. For many in India, the timing could not have been even worse. While Indian families waited for news of missing sailors, Washington appeared focused on celebrating military action. The contrast was stark. Delhi was conducting search and rescue coordination. Washington was defending and publicizing the operation. That optics problem has now become a diplomatic problem. The United States now finds itself in an uncomfortable position. India is not an adversary. It is one of Washington's most important strategic partners in the Indo-Pacific. The last thing the White House needs is a diplomatic dispute involving missing Indian citizens. American officials have indicated that they are in contact with India regarding the incident. But the questions are growing. Could the strike have been avoided? Were sufficient precautions taken? Here's the hard truth. The United States is conducting military operation against commercial shipping in international waters. It is not distinguishing between Iranian-operated vessels and vessels that merely carry Indian sailors for a living. The blockade does not ask for passports. The missiles does not check crew manifests. More than 50% of India's LPG imports transit through the Strait of Hormuz. Hundreds of Indian seafarers continue to operate in the waters. Every single one of them is now at risk, not just from Iran but also from America. India has been careful. It has not taken sides in this war. It has maintained its strategic autonomy, kept channels open with both Washington and Tehran, and tried to protect its citizens through diplomacy. That strategy is now being tested by the supreme power, and that is striking ships first and explaining later, and boasting about it on social media. India may need more than just a protest note. It needs clear written guarantee that Indian crewed commercial vessel operating in international waters will not be targeted.
If they had a nuclear weapon, you would...
The old rules are breaking. Alliances are shifting.
Apologize again to the victims of the paedophile Jeffrey Epstein.
Wars are redrawing maps. Oil routes can shake economies overnight. One election in America can impact markets in Mumbai.
No tax on tips.
One move by China can alter the balance in Asia. One conflict in West Asia can hit every Indian household. This is no longer a distant story. This is our story. Your story. Because for the first time in decades, India is not watching from the sidelines. India is rising. India is negotiating. India is balancing rivals. India is building military strength. India is shaping trade routes. India is becoming central to the new global order. And yet, most global news is still told through someone else's lens. Washington's lens, Beijing's lens, London's lens. But where is India's lens? Where is the platform that explains the world from our perspective? Welcome to India's Axis, a new destination for geopolitics, strategy and power seen through India's eyes. From Neighborhood Watch to the biggest global stories that matter to you. Why tensions in the Taiwan Strait matter to India. How one move by China can affect India's security. What turmoil in Pakistan means for regional stability. How Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, Nepal, and Bhutan shape India's neighborhood. Why oil choke points can hit your wallet. How wars abroad can reshape India's security. This is not noise. This is not shouting. This is not recycled headlines. This is sharp, intelligent storytelling. Daily explainers, war room analysis, strategic conversations. Because news is everywhere, but perspective is rare. And in the age of confusion, clarity is power. Axis is for the audience that wants more than headlines. The axis of global power is shifting. India is at the center of that shift. It's time the world was explained accordingly. To understand the world through India's strategic lens. Subscribe now.